Do you play with random teammates? If you do, you definitely want to watch this video. Here you're going to find the best brawlers to play with randoms for each 3v3 mode. And we're not just making this up. We got the win rate for every brawler in every mode to prove it. Let's do it. Now, how did I find out the win rate for every brawler? Well, I got it with the help of starlist.pro. Starlist.pro is a website that pulls this data directly from in-game in Brawl Stars. Starlist.pro has the win rate for every single brawler and the use rate for every single map in the game. What I did is I combined all of this data to help bring you this brawler ranking. Now, is this data accurate for competitive play? No, because on ladder, you're not just gonna play the best brawlers. No, you wanna gain trophies with every brawler, so you're gonna end up playing every brawler. On top of that, you probably don't have every brawler, and you don't have them all maxed as well. So while it's not accurate for competitive play, that situation I just described is exactly what happens whenever you press play without teammates. Everyone you play with is going to be in that same boat, and it's going to be very accurate in that case whenever you play with randoms. So with that, here are the best and worst brawlers to play with randoms in every 3v3 mode. The worst brawler in the game is going to be Piper. And this is a little surprising, maybe, because Piper's number 4 in my tier list. Why is she so low? I have two great reasons for you. One, she's a brawler incredibly reliant on her star powers, both of them very good. So having her max is important, and most people don't. Also, she's a brawler that's great in the individual game modes as well, and this is only with 3v3 modes. And look, she doesn't have a great win rate. Average win rate percentage of 43%, incredibly low. If you are gonna play her, definitely play her in Bounty, where she actually does have a pretty solid win rate above average at 51%. Overall though, not too good, with the worst win rate in the game for Heist, Brawl, and Siege. At number 29, it's gonna be Colt. Colt with an average win rate of 47%. Oh, and by the way, all of these percentages are rounded in these graphics just to make it easier to read. Now, Colt doesn't have any game mode he excels in, so really not that recommended of a brawler to play in 3v3 modes, but I guess if you are gonna play him in 3v3, try him out in Heist, where he has the best overall ranking for him there. At 28, it's going to be Leon. Leon, again, another brawler with really below average stats in every single game mode. Best mode is going to be jump grab, so play him there if you're going to do it in 3v3. Otherwise though, Leon is a brawler I would really recommend sticking to the individual game modes as opposed to 3v3. At number 27, it's going to be Mortis. Mortis, 47% win rate as well. His best mode is going to be Jump Grab, maybe a little surprisingly. Bounty, another solid mode for him. Jump Grab, the only one, though, above a 50% win rate. Mortis is a pretty high skill cap brawler, so it's not too surprising. And he's also relatively solid in some of the individual modes. But 3v3, he doesn't work that great in that many modes. At number 26, it's going to be Shelly. Shelly at 26, actually pretty solid stats for Brawl Ball. So if you're gonna play her in 3v3, definitely Brawl Ball. Otherwise, not really recommended. But interestingly, Shelly's actually the most played brawler in all 3v3 game modes combined total, with an average use rate of almost 6%. So while she's incredibly low win rate, her use rate is actually the highest. Seems like people don't understand, but as she is the first brawler you unlock, and a really easy brawler to use, you would think. People think she's fun to use, good to use, not quite sure, but she's not that great. At number 25, it's going to be Jean. Now this ranking I think makes pretty good sense to me. He has a solid ranking in both Bounty and in Jump Grab, where I would certainly recommend him. He can work in Brawl and competitive play, and you definitely see him there. You also see him in competitive play in Siege, but if you're playing with the randoms, I actually agree that he's probably not very good, as he's a brawler where you definitely need teamwork to make him work well. So you can make him work well without much teamwork in Gem Grab and in Bounty. Keep that in mind. At number 24, we have BB. Now BB is working really well, one of the better brawlers in Heist, but outside of that, you don't want to play her at all in Gem Grab or in Bounty. Really bad in those modes, which kind of makes sense, although BB is one of the better brawlers on my tier list. But apparently with randoms just really doesn't work out. I guess requires more teamwork than you would think. At number 23, it's going to be Barley. Now, Barley actually shows up as the 5th most used brawler in all 3v3 modes, about a 5% use rate, despite not really having a good win rate in any of the modes except for really heist. And even then, only 51%, although it is top 10 just barely. So definitely play him in heist. Otherwise, probably not a great brawler to use. Maybe okay at best. At 22, it's Spike. Now this one's surprising to me because Spike is definitely one of the best brawlers in the game. Most pros will agree with this. Probably most pros have him at least in the top 10, if not their top 5. My guess for this is because Spike is a low health brawler. A lot of people are just too aggressive with him and die too soon, and they don't know how to use him very well. Regardless, his win rate though is not very good. At 21, it's Dynamite. Dynamite, the 4th most used brawler in 3v3. Really overall doesn't have a great win rate. He does though in Siege with the 9th highest, and in Heist he has the 12th highest, although it's barely above average. Overall, not a great win rate, but play him in those 2 modes if you're gonna play him. At 20, it's 8-Bit. Now this one's a little surprising as my pros have him as the 3rd best brawler in the game, but I guess with his slow move speed, people just don't quite understand how to position and use 8-Bit quite that well. While his win rate isn't really that bad in any of the modes, it's also just not that great either. Pretty much just maintaining around average for all of them. At 19, we have Brock, and this one is also a little surprising, but maybe we're seeing a pattern here with all the long-range brawlers being ranked lower than they would be otherwise, maybe because they're higher skill cap for the average person to use well. He is going to be great in Bounty with a really good win rate there, but otherwise kind of average or below average. And at 18, it's going to be Rico. The trend continues. Rico, not really a bad win rate in any mode, not really a great win rate in any mode either. Probably definitely a bit of a high skill cap brawler with requiring the bounce knowledge for the best way to use him, but he's not bad. At 17, it's gonna be Bull. Now, Bull, clearly one of the best brawlers in Heist with the 2nd best win rate and also a good pick in Siege, and my pros would definitely agree with this one. Those are definitely his best moves. At 16, it's gonna be Tara. Tara with good win rates in Gem Grab and Brawl. My pros definitely agree. Those modes are the best ones for Tara, as you know where people are gonna be going, and you can get a lot better supers, especially for the objective, so play her in those modes. At 15, it's gonna be Crow. Crow with a solid win rate in Bounty and Gem Grab. A little surprised to see him a good ranking in Gem Grab, but I guess Crow is a relatively easy brawler to use. Only mode you really wouldn't want to play Crow is gonna be Siege. At 14, it's gonna be El Primo with a great win rate in Heist and Brawl, an absolutely horrible win rate in Bounty, which makes a lot of sense. He's the shortest range brawler in the game, and on a ranged mode, he's gonna be pretty bad, but he is great in Heist, where you can super the safe, and a Brawl where you can use the super to score goals pretty well. Makes sense. At 13, it's gonna be the last thrower, Tick. Tick with one of the best win rates in Bounty and good win rate in Siege, which makes a lot of sense. And actually, you might think he would normally have a higher ranking in Heist, but I guess with random teammates, it tends to not work out very well, as you're just not able to exactly force people to go the direction you want if you can't rely on your teammates, which does make some sense. At 12, it's gonna be Coral. Coral, one of the better brawlers in the game according to my pros, not quite matching up as much for the average player, but still working out pretty well with an above average win rate for every single game mode. So doesn't really have a big weakness nor a big strength for playing with randoms. At 11, it's going to be Frank. Frank, one of the best brawlers to play in Siege and in Brawl, where a super can make a really big impact for scoring goals or for stopping the robot or for helping you get bolts. Makes a lot of sense there. Definitely just don't play him in Bounty, where he is a horrible brawler there and he doesn't work well with randoms. At number 10, it's gonna be Pam. Pam, an above average brawler in every mode except for Heist, which I think makes a lot of sense. Definitely not a great mode for her. Walls don't really work well for her, and her turret doesn't move well up and down the map. But all the other modes centered around a general objective or just staying alive, Pam can work out really well. At number 9, it's gonna be Daryl, who my pros have as the best brawler in the game, although I do think Daryl is a bit star power reliant, so it makes definitely sense that he's not gonna be quite as good as he would be normally for a competitive tier list, and his rankings are overall pretty good, except for in Bounty, where I do actually think he's a good brawler, but if you don't have that, shield star power is not going to be surviving nearly as well, and the average player probably doesn't use Daryl nearly as smart as you would want to use it for bounty, where you just want to roll in on specific brawl. At number 8, it's going to be Bo. Bo, one of the best win rates in bounty and jump grab, but overall good win rates across the board. Makes sense to me. Has really good overall stats, great health, good damage, relatively easy brawler to use, and the average random player is probably not very good at tripping Bo's mines, which definitely helps him out. Now you're gonna start seeing a pattern here with these next brawlers, except for one of them. Let me know if you catch on, but if not, I'll let you know later on. At number 7, it's going to be Poco. Poco, definitely one of the better brawlers in the game. I'm a little surprised to see him ranked this high, but I guess people just aren't able to avoid Poco shots very well. Now actually Poco has one of the worst win rates in heist, but everywhere else pretty good. Siege, not that great, but one of the best ones in gem grab, brawl ball, and bounty. Bounty may be a little surprising because it's a long range mode, but Poco can keep himself and his teammates alive, which is a really good thing for bounty. So in that sense, it does make a lot of sense. At number 6, it's gonna be Rosa. Rosa, definitely one of the best brawlers in the game. Feel like has been for quite a while. The best brawler for Siege, apparently, and great for every other mode, really, except for bounty. So just really don't play her there, otherwise you're good. At number 5, it's gonna be Sandy. Sandy does have the lowest use rate in the game, which does make sense as a legendary brawler and the most recent legendary brawler. So maybe not the most accurate stats, but Sandy is a really good brawler. Top 5 win rate in gem grab, brawl ball, and siege. Maybe a not great win rate in heist, but otherwise a really good brawler. At number 4, it's going to be Ems, with a top 10 win rate in every single 3v3 mode and an overall 55% average win rate for all 3v3 modes combined. So really solid stat for Ems. At number 3, it's going to be Penny. Penny, the second most used brawler in 3v3 modes, with the stats to actually back it up. Top 10 win rate in every single mode. Maybe Brawl Ball, not the best, but otherwise, really solid pick. At number 2, though, it's gonna be Jessie with a top 3 win rate in every mode. And most of these stats for Jessie were before her recent buff, so she could eventually be the number 1 brawler. But if you haven't caught on to the pattern yet, here's what it is. All of these top 7 brawlers, except for Rosa, have good splash damage. They can hit multiple enemies at once, and to me this makes a lot of sense for playing with randoms, because whenever you play against randoms, most people tend to bunch up. A lot of people are near the middle. You don't have people spread out in lanes. And so if you can hit multiple brawlers at once, you're gonna be doing a lot better than you would normally. In competitive play, everyone knows to spread out. But with randoms, people group up way too much. All these brawlers with great splash do really well versus that. And so at number 1, it's going to be Nita, with the best win rate in the game in every single game mode except for bounty. Which I'm actually surprised the win rate's so high for bounty. The other ones you can justify pretty well. Bounty a little surprising, but Nita apparently the easiest brawler to use for the best success in the game. Now, if you want to see the best brawlers in the game ranked by pro players for every single game mode combined, check it out right over there, but also some more great tier lists to help you improve at Brawl Stars. That is going to be it for this video, though. Thank you so much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you later.